Hello, my name is Joshua Holt, and I am the handler for the UI and the programming sections of the game. I've mostly been a debugger for the last 2 months of the entire project. In the first two, I've done a lot of the UI work as well as the programming. Some things that didn't happen to work, which we had separate bullet types. We could never really iterate on what we wanted to do for any of the different bullet types. So we ended up scrapping those at that point and decided to never bring them back. What I had learned and most definitely found useful was the GameObject.find.
I'm Marley Brown. Enemies in our game were too easy to fight. This brought in the balancing sheet. After balancing our game, we could tell how long it would take to fight a group of enemies, and it gave us an idea on how to tackle difficulty. Item drops were even included after building this sheet, and that varied upon the difficulty. We had a bunch of bullet types in our game, but noticed that we were not using the bonus bullets even through testing, but we still used the laser type bullet. So we kept it as a chargeable attack to help get out of potential binds. Putting our damage scripts into one master script and calling upon that made our balancing our game easier, so we did not forget any value. We used to have more environmental hazards in our game. We had explosive barrels and traps that would shoot when something walked over it, but as the idea of our game evolved, we realized that there was no need for some of these and tossed those traps and barrels. But with no hazards, we lost part of our game, so I made separate ones. The damaging lava that injures you as you walk over it, and the slowing water is what ended up populating the obstacles in our levels.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Martelon. For me, taking a problem head-on worked extremely well, making sure that if and when I did encounter a problem, I quickly brought it to my group's attention, allowing me to receive help for that problem. This project has taught me about a lot of skills that I can use in the real world. Communication was a huge thing in this project. We needed to learn it in order to function as a group, making sure that we could work together, allowing our group members to know what we were working on and when we were working on them. Another major skill that has been useful for the group throughout the entire program was the ability to find solutions online from other sources for problems or ideas you might want to implement. Making sure you're not reinventing the wheel every time you're working on something or want to make something is key to saving time, making sure that you are using the resources that you have to the best of your ability. The game is a top-down shooter with elements of bullet hell in the encounter the player faces. We first intended it to be a top-down shooting adventure game, searching through dungeons and finding things in the world to discover lore. Overall, the game changed a lot throughout the development.
Hi, my name is Marcus Root. Since the beginning of the project, we were dividing up our tasks. It wasn't that efficient at first, because during the beginning of the project, it was purely coding. Everyone had to pull their own weight. And due to our lack of skill and knowledge of each other's skills, some of the harder tasks were given to team members that couldn't complete them. This led to a lot of prototype mechanics and features that aren't in the game we currently have. Through our time here, though, we all grew, and our teamwork vastly improved. Some of the things we couldn't do in a month, we implement in a few days now. This project really showed us that knowing your team and how to communicate with them will really improve your work.
Hello, I'm Michael Herview. When working on the project, I was trying to make levels so that we had more than just 3. After making some linear levels, we made 3 that were longer and had all the aspects from the 11 levels we made. This made the game fun and challenging. While level designing, I was able to work on UV editing and sculpting in Maya. That helped with making barrels and boxes to add into the levels so they did not feel open and had objects populated in the levels. The problems I faced was a lot of textures would be off-centered or just not fitting in with the right size. Also, we hid a cheat code in it so that you can get hit or hit everything once in the entire game, which is a really cool aspect that we thought that we wanted to put in there so it has an old school feel to it.